Manchester United have just been beaten 4-3 against Chelsea away. I'm literally speechless after watching that. From a football gamer's perspective, it was entertaining, which is the opposite of what the Brentford game was. But oh my God, we were literally 2 minutes away from winning, and it somehow all just falls apart, as it always seems to do. Mental. That was honestly one of the most mental games of football I've ever seen. It really, really was. I literally had the thumbnail ready to go. When they got the penalty, I was like, all right, a draw, maybe that's a fair result. But for them to get that goal in like literally the last kick of the game, I'm just trying to process it now. I don't think we played badly. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and scream at the camera. I don't think we played badly. I think we played quite well. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Obviously, that type of football is not sustainable, you know, to be going from one end of the pitch to the other end of the pitch over and over again. Like, you can't do that in football every single game. It's entertaining to watch, but if we do that against Liverpool on Sunday, it could be 5, 6, 7-0 to them easily. You know, Chelsea are not in the best shape of form, but when you think that Chelsea were playing against a defence that was Johnny Evans went off injured, Varane went off injured. We only had one centre-back in our whole squad now, and that's Harry Maguire. Obviously, Willy Camboila's not even a centre-back, is he? I honestly, I'm completely speechless. Like, I'm really, really struggling for words here. I'm not... I can't even say I'm particularly disappointed with the performance, because like, I think we played all right, you know? And you can't really just pin this on Erik ten Hag. Like, how is that Erik ten Hag's fault? How is it ten Hag's fault that Dalot gives away a penalty, Anthony gives away a soft penalty, like 2 soft penalties, and then just a moment of madness at the end of the game and they win it? Like, it's crazy. It was one of the most crazy games of football I think I've ever seen in a very, very long time. Somebody in the chat saying, please fire Erik ten Hag. I just don't understand how somebody thinks that you bring in another manager and Dalot doesn't give away that penalty and they don't score a lucky goal with 1 second to go. Like, this is just what happens in football. We should have won that game. You know, we were 3-2 up with 2 minutes left to go. I don't think there was 8 minutes of added time to be added. There was probably more like 4 or 5. There was 8 minutes of added time. They get a penalty. And then they go and win the game. Honestly, I'm I don't know. The worst thing about this is, like, although people think Chelsea are like well away from us, Chelsea have got a game in hand on us, right? If Chelsea win their game in hand, they will only be 2 points behind us. Just let that sink in for a minute. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, it doesn't look particularly good for Erik ten Hag, to be honest with you guys. Like, that's 1 win in the last 4 Premier League games. That's not good. Like, that's relegation form, realistically, isn't it? 1 win in 5 games. I mean, if you spread that over a 38-game season, that's probably, you know, the equivalent of 6 wins. Do you know what I mean? Based on our current form. If you look down at the bottom of the table, Nottingham Forest have got 7 wins. Yeah, to only have 1 win in the last 5 games, like, that's not good. And that's probably not going to be doing him any favours. Yeah, I honestly don't know what happened there. That was one of the most maddest games of football I've ever seen. Does it make me any less convinced about Erik ten Hag? Not really, I don't think. Like, how can you really blame that on Erik ten Hag? If we'd have won that game, everyone would be like, oh, amazing. And we should have won it if it wasn't for Diogo Dalot deciding to fall over and a freak goal at the end. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave the video here, guys, because I honestly I'm speechless. But thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed, please smash a like, subscribe. This has been Daily with Devil, and I'll speak to you all a bit later.